New member benefit, a DAO vote, and a new member benefit. Let everybody filter in here as that announcement comes in. Mr. Senor, I played Sweetens yesterday at 5 iron.
How are the greens?
Undulating.
How does it
And
deal with that? Because honestly, Sweetens is so easy from the tee to the like chipping area. So like I feel like that's where all the strokes are. Like how does it deal with that in 5 iron?
yeah, the like approaches are really, really hard. The it's really hard to look at texture too, and we didn't turn on like the grids. Like on a video game, you get the putting grids for the slope and everything. We figured that out on like the 6th hole, so it was definitely tricky to get in and close. There were a couple of times when we were just off the green and took 4 strokes to get in there, but it's incredible how well recreated the Trackman Sweetens Cove course was. It really looked like what we saw when we were there.
I was surprised that Sweetens was at 5 iron. Was that surprising to you, or did you know that it was there?
The list of Trackman courses is incredibly comprehensive.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like if you're about to go on a vacation somewhere, like check and see if the course you're going to play is on the Trackman and try it out on the simulator. I did that before Dominican Republic, and it
Nice.
was awesome. I was like, yeah, I remember where I hit this ball on this hole. I've been over here before. It was cool.
Very cool.
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to our partnerships team for this new benefit. Check it out. We've got a discount on tickets to the Valspar Championship coming up this March. You can check out details on how to redeem that in the clubhouse. You go in there and it's got the Owl's Nest as well, overlooking the 12th green. So really excited to see some members out there this March. That'll be a code that you type in on Ticketmaster and can redeem there. Saw already in members chat, one of our members was headed there. So hopefully we get another situation where somebody's wearing a LinksDAO hat behind one of the goats of golf. That was a fun picture. Feels like a year ago. Yeah. So meanwhile, we have a vote going on. If you are not aware yet, we had a call last Thursday that enumerated the numerous course opportunities and options that are out in front of us. Bez unfortunately couldn't make it to this call to answer any questions, but if you want to go back and listen, that's posted in recordings. Got some really, really cool stuff in the pipeline, as well as this Scottish option. And I would say I'm pretty confident that we are going to pass this vote at this point. We've got 4,000 votes total, over 4,000 votes, which makes this the highest voted upon snapshot proposal in the history of LinksDAO, even higher than last January in terms of total number of votes cast. And we've got 88.74% right now in favor of this Scotland course. So there's been a lot of awesome discussion going on in the chats. I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for making your voice heard, both in the conversations in the Discord, the informal Discord poll, the RFC, the snapshot. I know this Web3 stuff is complicated, getting all of the information and getting to vote, but boy, has this community really, really shown up this week and made some noise, and it's been just so exciting, and I'm so proud to be a part of this community. Really, really happy. If there's any questions or we want to discuss any details about that, I want to reiterate that this vote is not, if it passes, we don't automatically get the course, right? That's a detail I want to emphasize here for you all today. This is the vote to pursue and bid on the course. There may be some competition for that bid process, and fingers crossed that it works out. So we'll find out more information after that, but the bid will be put in on Thursday morning when this vote passes. So we'll know more shortly after that point. And then we can get into some of the, hopefully nitty gritty of how do we operate a golf course as a DAO, right? I've talked to a few community members and contributors who are really, really excited to work on things like greens committees and membership committees and organizing hospitality and food and beverage and designing the course and working with the architects. There's so many cool options for how we can, manage and work together as a DAO to operate a golf course. And I'm really excited to explore that with you and obviously build out the Discord infrastructure to enable all of that. Which committee would you think you'd want to be on, Jordan and Greg, for the course?
I would say hospitality, but specifically the food and beverage committee is absolutely where I'll be hoping that will have me.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Are we going to have Taylor Swift at the opening day?
Yeah, I've
Can
already
we make that happen?
Yeah, so she's very excited. No, but like entertainment on the course, off course, clubhouse, all those kind of things.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I'm really excited to do the naming of the holes. It ties into food and drink too, like special sandwiches and beverages. But naming the holes, and then also the technology that we have the opportunity to integrate in. Top Tracer, Trackman technology, Top Tracer from Top Golf and Callaway. Being able to mint your par 3 shots. If you get a hole in one, right, you can mint that, or you can save your shots. I think that's going to be really, really fun to explore. Yeah, so those are the big updates that we have for y'all. We're all eagerly awaiting the results of what's going down in Scotland right now. But if there are any questions, we want to have a conversation, talk about what's going on. Obviously, the chatter's been hot in members chat, but feel free to raise your hand, come up on stage. We'd love to chat about it and dive in a little bit deeper. Is anybody planning on going to the Valspar? All right. Does anybody know where the Valspar Championship is this year? I'm going to do a Google. It is in Florida?
Yeah, it's in Florida.
Palm Harbor, Florida. Innisbrook, of course. Innisbrook. Or is it Copperhead? I'm getting conflicting opinions now.
I think it's always played at Copperhead.
Same course.
Is my understanding.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, so that'll be a great time. Well, it appears that everyone's got their opinions out, their voices heard, their messages sent. Oh, there it is, Caddyshack. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. I had a question on the course.
Sure. What's up?
Just the usual Tuesday evening activities. Now, my question was, and I did ask Cooper this in the chat, but I wasn't really sure how you're going to make it work. So the way the timing works with the proposal closing and then the deadline for making an offer, are you guys going to be making the offer on Wednesday night over here in the US? Or are you someone going to get up really early on Thursday to make the offer if it passes?
Well, because you all are live, I'll spill the alpha. I think this was dropped in members chat, but actually one of our team members, upon seeing the outpouring of support for the vote, is currently over there at the course. So the offer will be made. I'm not sure if it'll be Wednesday or if it'll be Thursday morning or the exact timing, but we have somebody on site ready to make that offer.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, super excited about that.
Can you share the offer amount, or is that secret because you don't want anyone else to know about it? And
yeah, so
be confidential.
Some of you may be familiar with Constitution DAO, which was an open protocol where people funded a bid to buy an original copy of the U.S. Constitution, and that bid was outbid by someone at auction, and It's because the amount that they had to bid was public, and all that person had to do was bid just a little bit more. So you know, we're not gonna share. We haven't shared the amount yet for the bid. You know, to protect that interest, right? We want to make sure we have the best chance to succeed.
Yeah.
In this process.
Makes a lot of sense. That's all I had. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming up. Cool. Yeah, so many details here. It's an exciting process. Can't wait to hear the results of how that goes. But you know, the beautiful thing that we have in advantage of what happened with Constitution DAO, folks, is even if this doesn't work out, right? And my fingers are crossed, and I hope that it does. You know, there were only 7 copies of the Constitution. There was only one up for sale that day. There are 100, 200 maybe courses that fit our criteria for what may make a great LinksDAO course. And if we don't succeed here, you know, we have a ton of momentum, we've got a ton of passion, we've got the funds in the treasury ready to go, and great courses in the pipeline. So, you know, keep your hopes high, pray to the golf gods that this works out. But, you know, we will carry on no matter what the outcome in Scotland this week. What's up, San Fran Crypto?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, what's going on? Exciting stuff. I'm curious if we're to be awarded the winning bid, would the plan be to do like a redesign and reno of the course? And if so, any projected timelines on when the course would be open for play?
Sure. So the plan right now, and Bez has been talking to some of the, you know, some legendary names, as you saw in the proposal, of golf course designers and architects who are excited about the site, excited to work with us should we win the bid. What those timelines look like, I'm not certain. What I do know is we probably wouldn't be moving a ton of dirt. You know, it's a Scottish links course. It has its layout, so I wouldn't imagine it would be an overwhelming construction period. The way I've always kind of envisioned it is, and this is my personal thought process, is we would have kind of 2 phases of opening. One would be, you know, we win the bid, we buy the course, let's all go out there and play it as is, as an opening day. And this would be an opportunity for community members interested in the course design aspects to go out, and the clubhouse perhaps go out and assess the current situation, right? Work with, get a feel for what it is, you know, capture some content, bring it back to the community, and lead those various committees. So we could have one, you know, event celebrating, and we could all go out there and play it before any potential redesign. And then, you know, if it is closed or some holes are closed temporarily or periodically, that would be for a duration. Then we'd have a grand opening after that is completed. Unfortunately, I don't have a, you know, good timeline for that on you, but I can assure you it's significantly shorter than if we were to buy a course, you know, a Parkland course that needed intensive renovations, right?
Got it. Thanks. Yeah, no, I love that idea, that approach of giving the opportunity to all the links members to play the course as is, and then solicit their feedback.
Yeah, we got to
Towards
know what we're
the
working with.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
super
and
cool
part of it's instant gratification, right? I want to get out there and play
for
the
sure.
course. it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, we got some more hands raised. Goddess, Brian, come on up.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I wanted to let's just I'm optimistic about us getting the course, and let's just say we got it. And how would the membership be structured for LinksDAO's member? Like for global member, does that mean we're gonna get to play for free, or for regular? How is that gonna work out?
That's a great question. It's one that's come up a lot in the chats in recent days, and I'm glad that it's happening here on the community call. So we can chop up a clip of this on YouTube, and I can post it in response for people that want to know. It's a great question, right? The LinksDAO NFTs, the globals and the leisures, grant the rights for a global holder to initiate 2 individual memberships or 1 family membership at the course. The leisure NFT grants the right to initiate 1 individual membership at the course. So what that means is there will be a initiation fee. What that fee is, what the number is, we don't know yet, right? It'll be based on specific course economics, the closing costs, et cetera, to make sure that we, come up with something at least economically viable for the project. But that being said, the philosophy here has always been to make it extremely competitive relative to comparable course experiences. So the model that we've had and talked about in chats for a US course was like $500 to $2,000 initiation fee. And that may not be the same for globals and leisures. It might be a little cheaper for globals than it is for leisures, but those are variables that will depend upon the model at the course that we buy or courses that we buy. The objective here is to make sure that everyone can access this. We want this to be an accessible and inclusive location, but also to maintain, a viable business model. Another concept that we've talked about and planned around are tiers to membership, right? You could have a international or a national membership, which entitles you to play a certain number of rounds per year. And then also there'd be a local membership. Let's say you live really close to the course that we buy. That would be a slightly more expensive membership for unlimited play. And of course, I want to reiterate to everybody here and now, the NFT will be required for membership. And even if you're a local player, who wants to initiate and you don't know crypto or something, the concept that we're thinking about is as part of your initiation fee, LinksDAO would buy and hold a membership on your behalf, kind of like a custody situation. You'd have the ability to take self-custody at some point in the future, but there would be an NFT associated with each individual membership at the course. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Brian, how you doing? My partner and champion at 5-Iron last night.
Man, yeah, can you hear me? I have my headphones on. I don't know if the audio
It's a little choppy and robotic, I must say. All right, while you get that figured out, somebody asked for a step-by-step guide on how to vote. I'm going to get Austin's awesome YouTube video here. Shout out to Austin for that. That's an evergreen piece of content. All right. You get your headset figured out? Brian. Of course, Austin. We're going to look back on that video forever. It's great. All right, Brian might be having some technical difficulties. Oh, of course.
How is that?
Oh, that is so much better.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My headphones really suck. I have to get new ones. They're like 3 years old at this point. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry about that confusion. Yes, partner in crime. Really enjoyed the 5-Iron last night. If you guys have one in your remote area and you can take advantage of it, definitely would recommend it. It's pretty sweet, very cool, and the visual, like the visual accuracy of some of these courses is pretty ridiculous. Like it's wild to see. So definitely would recommend that. But yeah, kind of to piggyback off of a very brief kind of conversation we had about that, but it was also kind of in line with what we were talking about the ability to play soon and the ability to kind of build the nucleus of our first course while still keeping in mind the overarching principle, which is the growth of LinksDAO and the growth of the network of courses. And we talked, you and me, I'm saying, kind of briefly discussed the possibility or even the feasibility, I guess is the better way of saying it, of another option even coming into play in the foreseeable future. I'm not talking about something specific, but I'm saying something in general could become possible even before people are getting a chance to play. That's how active some of the current existing kind of more refined search options as I've heard as, and that's as specific as I've heard. I'm not withholding anything either. It sounds to me that they are kind of still around the corner. We're not still at home plate in a number of different instances. We're kind of, we're approaching third base here too.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing course diligence and, expanding our network and talking to course owners and Kemper and other, opportunities for, a year now. So, we've developed really deep relationships, some great networks, as well as, completed due diligence on a couple of courses and either said yes and pursued them or said no. These aren't right for us. We've evaluated a ton of courses, and for a full breakdown of that, you can listen to last Thursday's talk that Bez gave on the details there. There is a very real possibility that one of these US based courses will, come into perfect focus for us and meet our needs and, financial feasibility in the near term, right? That's the goal. 2023 is something that we've been talking about and aiming for. And, the team here, as you can see, is executing, on opportunities as fast as they can while prudently, protecting the interests of the organization. So there's definitely opportunity for US courses in the near term.
Good. That's awesome. And the very last thing I wanted to just mention at the end, since it was the first call since the last one where Bez was on, I didn't see him on the initial attendance list. I don't know if he's on, but let him know that we're really appreciative of that time that he takes doing that. And I saw he was even answering questions this morning at like 8:30 in the morning. Like I literally just got was pouring my first cup of coffee and he's already answering questions. So I for one really appreciate his responsiveness, and if it's at all possible, be it maybe not his favorite hour of the month, maybe if he's able to do something like that once a month, just to give the kind of from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I think it's, if anything, I've seen a visual change of just activity, obviously with both in volume, but also in just general quality of discussion. It revitalizes people to kind of hear from the oracle.
Yeah, definitely. The updates there and transparency, and some of our DAO contributors have had the opportunity to work on some of the course acquisition process, and working on the funnel and sorting through all of that. But we definitely want to keep the community as involved as possible in the whole process. So more updates, more transparency about all of that. Definitely coming soon as we close in on some of these US course options, and of course, updates on the latest from Scotland.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, man.
Of course. Thanks for coming up. Sweet. If there are any other requests, you can go ahead and raise your hand. See a couple people out there in the audience. But if not, really appreciate you all coming out tonight, chatting about this with us. We're also considering potentially moving Community Tuesday to Community Thursday now that we have the golf season going. Last Thursday was great vibes, watching the Genesis, watching Tiger play, going straight from there into the community, into Quiz House, then into the community call. So, stay tuned there. We may be shifting gears to Thursday going forward about availability. If you feel really strongly about that, strongly in favor or strongly against, let us know in the chats, and we can definitely make sure that our schedule works for you, the community, to participate and be involved in these calls. With that, I think we can call it a night. Thanks so much, everybody who came up to talk. Thanks for being in the audience. And thanks for voting. This is a really exciting time for the DAO.